here's a weird feature of Obsidian. As you can see, you can roll a dice, you can generate a random integer number, you can generate a float number, and many other things, which I'm going to talk about in this video. So in order to do all of those stuff, first of all, we need to install a plugin. And in order to do so, I should go to Settings and then go to Community Plugins and click on Browse, because we need to browse the plugins. And here I should simply type the name of that plugin, which is Dice Roller. As you can see, Dice Roller by this guy. So I should click on it and I should install this plugin. As you can see, it is installing this plugin. And once it has successfully installed that plugin, you should enable this plugin. That's it. So let's close this one and also this one. So let's start with the first example, which is rolling a dice. And in order to do so, that's very easy. First of all, I should press the back tick key on my keyboard, and here I should simply type dice and a colon and a space, and here I simply type 1d6. It means that I want to generate a random integer number between 1 to 6, because as you know, a dice has 6 sides, and rolling a dice is equivalent to generating a random integer number between 1 to 6. So that's it. And if I exit out of this piece of code by, for example, clicking somewhere else inside this page, for example, like this one, you can see it generates a random number between 1 to 6, or actually it's rolling a dice. And each time you click on it, it is going to roll the dice again. I mean, it is going to generate a random integer number again. So here is a question. What if you want to, for example, generate a random integer number between 0 and 100? That's very easy. You can simply pass 0 and 100. So you want to generate a random integer number. This D means random integer number. It means a digit between 0 and 100. So if I exit out of this, you can see it has generated a number, a random integer number between 0 and 100. But maybe you ask, how can I generate a float number between, for example, 0 and 1? So in order to do so, as you can see, here we have generated a random number between 0 and 100. And if we divide that number by 100, that number is going to be between 0 and 1. So all we need to do is dividing the output of this thing by 100. So how can we do so? That's very easy. We should put a slash. It means that we want to divide this number and we want to divide it by 100. So if I exit out of it, you can see it is generating a random float number between 0 and 1. But here is another question. How can we generate a random float number between A and B? For example, suppose that we want to generate a float number between 5 and 8. So as you can see, in this case, A is 5 and B is 8. So if you want to generate a float number, a random float number between A and B, this is the formula which we should use. For example, let's apply this for this specific example. So in this case, I should simply pass the thing which I'm going to type. So first of all, I should pass A, which is in this example 5 plus this thing which we have talked about earlier. And then we want to multiply that by B minus A, which in this example is 3. So that's it. And if I exit out of it, you can see it is generating a random float number between 5 and 8. And also, this plugin has another thing called percentile dice. What is the meaning of percentile dice? I mean a dice which has 100 sides. I mean a 100-sided dice, which is basically equivalent to generating a random integer number between 1 and 100. And one of the things that we can do with the things that we already know is simply passing 1d, for example 100, to generate a random integer number between 1 and 100. But there is another method as well, and that is passing 1d and the person sign. And if I exit out of this code, you can see again it generates a random integer number between 1 and 100. As you can see, there is no difference. I myself prefer the previous method. By the way, on this channel, I publish short and to the point tutorials like this one about Obsidian. So if you're willing, I suggest subscribing to the channel so you don't miss similar videos. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.